What did work for folks, though, was the next thing I wanted to talk about was, well, first off, let's bring it here, where it was reported on by our good friends at the Wrestling Observer and aggregated by Cultaholic, who used to be a fun site to pay attention to, but now they're aggregating Dave and reporting that Elias had signed with ROH and AEW, and what that was February 7th, and on February 18th or 19th, he debuts in TNA. Boom. Which I think is fantastic. I think that's exactly the best place for him. He can get over. He's a big star. You know, they've got a natural rivalry with Joe Hendry they can build from. You know, they initially have him tagging together and taking on Primo and Epico Cologne, which I think is great for Joe Hendry. You know, working with 3 ex-WWE guys, working their style just to kind of prove that, yep, once this TNA contract's ready, I'm ready for the big time, boys.
Also, 3 guys that weren't supposed to be at TNA.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think, honestly, it's speaking of TNA and where people should go, I think Miro should try to, that's where, speaking of people where they should re-debut and people, and when he left AEW, I think Miro's best place would be in TNA.
I'd like to see him there. I was never a big fan of Rusev Day, even though I get it. I understand why.
I got it too, but I'm also kind of in the same boat. But I do think there was, and not to make a terrible pun, but here it comes. There were some good redeeming qualities from that Redeemer gimmick that I think could be worked and tweaked. Obviously in WWE, I'm just not sure where he would fit in there. And that's where I kind of think TNA is almost a perfect landing ground, because obviously he's got money. Tony paid him for 3 years. He's got money. Let's be real. Tony doesn't underpay talent.
To live in Bulgaria, by the way.
I forgot about that. He did go back to Bulgaria. I mean, if you want to be in BFE away from Tony Khan, I get it. But you know, but I'm excited for Elias too. I think this will be good for him. I don't know exactly how long the deal is. I didn't see any reports on that, but he's for sure signed with them. And I think it's a great little feud where he can seem like he's teaming with Hendry and then, you know, give him the old Jeff Jarrett guitar shot.
It's a perfect fit at a perfect time for him, I feel. Yeah.
And I think it was smart to have to film whatever he filmed with the Righteous and make people think he was going to AEW, ROH, and then he shows up in TNA where he'll actually be used. I mean,
okay,
TNA.
Yeah. He goes to ROH. What happens?
I don't know who watches ROH. I mean,
exactly.
They don't have a television show. They like to say they do, but who is actually watching Honor Club? I don't know.
15 to 100 people, I guess.
Maybe.
And you pay for it too, right?
Yeah, it's a paid service. Yeah, and I feel like that's why they've had trouble. I know they were trying to, as far as I know, the Ring of Honor title, the World Ring of Honor title is still on Chris Jericho, as far as I understand. Because they were like, oh, that'll get us a TV deal. No, getting viewers will get you a TV deal. I still understand why they didn't. I mean, I guess I understand why Tony didn't do the deal with the CW for ROH, but
why didn't he use Tubi?
Because he wants to be WCW.
Yeah.
And he thinks that was peak, I guess. I don't know. He really just wants to be on WBD, but I mean, if WWE has taught us anything, diversification is key. They've got their main show on a streamer. I mean, their second main show on cable, and then their developmental show on broadcast television. And now they're going to have another developmental show on a lesser streamer. Like, I mean, that's literally hitting all bases.
Yeah. If ROH if Tony would have put ROH on Tubi, I would have watched it.
Yeah. I'd at least give it a shot. Yeah, especially
exactly.
If you hear of certain matches or certain things like the stuff at the Hammerstein Ballroom. I absolutely would have watched that. Or even just put it on YouTube for free, get the YouTube ad revenue from it and enjoy that. Like, and show the numbers like, hey, we're drawing 300,000 a week or whatever they can draw from it. I don't know, but at least do something as opposed to just, he tries to make his money in the weirdest ways. Like he needs to make money from ROH, but not send a ring to Australia. I don't know. It baffles me. I get confused by it all.
As do I.
But I think it'll be cool to see what they do with Elias. Hopefully they don't rush it and have him turn on Joe Hendry too quick. Because as far as I understand, Joe Hendry signed at least through the beginning of next year. I kind of feel like he was similar to where Jordan Grace left in January of this year. I kind of feel like that's when his ending of his contract will be, but I'm not sure.
Maybe someone can comment in our comment section and let us know.
Let us know, please, by all means. We do not claim to be the news. We are not scoopsters. We are just fans and trying to have fun with it all. So